Welcome to A Piece of CX. This week we're taking a look at CXone Mpower Screen Agent Manager. What is Screen and Agent Manager, I hear you ask, other than a really difficult phrase for me at this time of day? Well, the Screen Agent Manager first came to life in the 25.1 release, so it's relatively new to the Nice environment. It has now been through 3 to 4 releases, depending on where your BU is in the world and where it is in the release cycle. It is part of the Screen Recording Advanced license, and probably one of the key reasons why you want to consider this, because if you think about it, if you have a number of agents and you're doing screen recording across your Nice CXone estate, then without this, you are managing Screen Agent via maybe your Windows platform to understand what's been deployed, but you don't necessarily know what it looks like from the view of CXone. All you have maybe is within Interactions Hub, you'll have that view. In fact, let's go and take a look at it now. Let's go to Interactions Hub. If I can get past my head on the screen. Felt like a good idea at the time. If I go to Insights, I can see here the with and without screen. And it might be, for example, that if I do a search for, say, last 90 days, I know I've got one agent that has screen recording, and that's Mr. Barry Venison. Long-time listeners will be aware of young Barry. But here what we can do is we can see we've got screen, and we could do without screen, and then understand if there are errors involved, that kind of thing. In fact, we can probably, I think there's a filter for errors in here somewhere. Recording alert. Again, my head is getting in the way. Let's make that smaller. We can bring that into view. And then we can see here, we've got, let's just move me over here. That will make life easier. We've got screen recording error. So you might see screen agent is unreachable, or you might see errors and then understand what's going on with that. So your understanding of where you've got issues in amongst your agent client desktops might come down to seeing them in here. And once you're seeing them in here, you've already got a problem because you have interactions that are not being recorded. So let's have a look at Screen Agent Manager. So Screen Agent Manager lives within admin. You have to role and permission it so you can see it. But it's really interesting. I've only got one machine on this demo BU, which is Barry's laptop to the left here. And we can see here the machine name, the username, the AD, all of that kind of stuff, the version, the OS, all that kind of stuff. And there are lots of columns. Lots of different columns. So even can they be recorded, when it was last seen. I'm going to take off access key because that feels like one we don't need to see. But that's also handy to see which API keys are in use across your estate. So we can see last seen this afternoon, last login earlier today, installed back in March, 1 monitor, 14 gig of RAM, 2 CPUs. We can have a look at this general tab. Let's move me back over here now. I'm no longer causing trouble. We can see all of this, but what's really good is if you have an estate of say 100 agents, 200 agents, 500 agents, you can quickly use your filters to understand who's got an old version, who's got old OSs, who's got insufficient CPU and RAM. Screen Agent does consume. So if you are under spec, it's going to flag quite quickly, and even which machines haven't been seen for over a month. You can decide this. You can bring all of your different filters in here, even your resolutions if you want. You've got some stats here, so you can very quickly see what's going on. If you have more than one, which you will do in the real world, then you'll see a lot more data here. So what this allows you to do is your IT teams can have a very quick view of your Screen Agent estate and where potentially needs review. So there you have it. If you didn't know what Screen Agent Manager was and were just managing things out of, say, your network environment or your desktop environment, now you've got a method using the Screen Recording Advanced license with CXone Mpower, so you can really drill into how your estate is handling screen recordings. Thank you very much for joining A Piece of CX.